Troy here with Tozalazz, and I've just gotten this package in the mail. Been waiting for this and anxiously waiting to get this package so we can test out the Tozalazz 4-tire air inflation and deflation hose kit. And I just received this, just got it out of the box. Let's see what's inside the bag. Got the manifold with the gauge built in, some instructions. Got the blue hose that's going to connect to the air compressor and then to the manifold. And we've got the 4 individual hoses to go to the tires. Now it's almost 100 degrees outside, and we're going to test this 4-tire deflation and inflation kit, but we're also going to take the Tozalazz compressor and we are going to take it outside in this extreme heat and test it for duty cycle and how quickly the response is on airing up and airing down in conditions you might expect to see if you're in the south or in the desert southwest on one of your jeeping adventures. So give me just a second. We'll get the Jeep out here and we'll get it out in the temperature and we'll try it out. Okay, so I've got the system out and I've got it ready to go. It's about 101 degrees with a heat index of about 110. So I'm guessing this is about as extreme as most folks will get. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is test the deflation capabilities of this setup. And right now you can see that the tires have got about 35 pounds per square inch of air in them, and I'm going to take them down to about 15. All right, so we're coming right up on 3 minutes. There we are, right at about 15 PSI. Now it's time to hook up the Tozalazz compressor and the 4-tire inflation-deflation system. We'll start by connecting the blue hose to the compressor output hose. Okay, so to connect these air lines, we're simply going to press down on the Tozalazz emblem here. We're going to push it right straight onto the valve stem, and it locks on and stays there. Okay, so the next step is to hook the supply line up to the manifold. We're going to have the valve closed on the manifold and we'll connect the supply hose. All right, and that's important. The next thing we want to do is we want to open this valve. We want to take this valve and open it so that the air, once the air compressor starts going, is going right straight into the tires. I wanted to give you an idea too about the volume of this compressor. It's really not that loud. It's not near as loud as some of the cheap single cylinders that you might have in your car just for emergency airing up on your regular everyday driving vehicles. Okay, so we had a little mishap with the phone. I had it here on my tripod, and as you can see, that's the setup I've got. The iPhone actually shut itself down because it got too hot out here in this heat. Tozalazz compressor, on the other hand, continued to run and filled this thing up, and as you can see, we're sitting at about 40 PSI right there. So it did that in about 4 minutes. From start to finish, from 15 PSI to 40 in about 4 minutes. So that's pretty impressive. Now the duty cycle on this is about 15 minutes. And of course I went ahead and shut it off because I reached the maximum pressure, but I can't imagine that there's going to be too many times where you're going to be in more excessive heat situations than this, and the Tozalazz came through like a champ. So another thing I want to show you is this great feature here. Unlike some of the other 4-tire air hose systems that you may run into, when you disconnect your line, the line does not seal. So you run around the vehicle as fast as you can to remove them so you don't let too much air escape. When you disconnect these, they seal up and they hold all the pressure that's still in the system.